So you're planning a trip to China. Maybe it's for business, maybe it's for travel, maybe it's just curiosity. But let's be real here. A big part of what's on your mind is dating, specifically casual dating. You're wondering, what's it actually like to meet women in China as a foreigner, especially if you're only there for 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks at most? Is it even possible? How do the apps work? What about nightlife? And most importantly, what are the unspoken rules that nobody tells you? Because let's be honest, the last thing you want is to show up clueless, waste time, or worse, end up making cultural mistakes that shut every door before you even get started. This is your foreigner's guide to casual dating in China. By the end, you'll know how to navigate apps, nightlife, cultural etiquette, and even the hidden red flags that most guys completely overlook. Let's start with the big question. Do foreigners have an advantage when it comes to casual dating in China? The answer is yes, but not in the way most people think. In China, being a foreigner is a novelty. You stand out, you're different. And in a society that often emphasizes conformity, that difference is intriguing. If you're tall, Western, or just clearly not local, you'll naturally attract a bit of attention. But here's the catch: the foreign advantage doesn't last long. At first, it gets you noticed, but notice doesn't equal success. Because very quickly, Chinese women will start filtering you through their own expectations. They'll ask themselves, are you just passing through? Are you trustworthy? Are you fun? Are you serious? The mistake many foreigners make is assuming that being different is enough. But in reality, it just gets your foot in the door. What keeps you in the room is how well you understand the culture. Now, let's talk about dating apps. If you're visiting China for just a couple of weeks, this is going to be your number one tool. Forget Tinder, forget Bumble. Those apps don't really work in China. The app you need is Tantan. Think of it as the Chinese version of Tinder. It works almost the same way: swipe, match, chat. But the pool of women is much bigger and the dynamics are a little different. On Tantan, you'll find everything: university students who are curious about foreigners, young professionals who just want to practice English, and yes, women who are open to casual dating, hookups, and fun. But here's the thing: you need to set your profile up carefully. A well taken photo, ideally in China or Asia, works much better than a random selfie. Mentioning your short stay is also a double edged sword. Some girls will lose interest if you're only in town for a week. Others will actually like that because it means no strings attached. Aside from Tantan, there's also Momo, which is more of a social networking app, but often used for casual meetups. And then there's WeChat. WeChat isn't technically a dating app. It's like WhatsApp plus Facebook plus PayPal all in one. But here's the secret: almost every interaction eventually moves to WeChat. Once you've matched with someone, the next step is always exchanging WeChat IDs. That's where the real conversations happen. Let's shift gears to nightlife. If you're only in China for a short trip, nightlife is one of the best ways to meet women fast. Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, these cities all have buzzing nightlife scenes: high end clubs, rooftop bars, underground lounges, you name it. And here's the thing: Chinese nightlife culture is very group oriented. People usually go out in groups, sit at tables, and share drinks, which means if you're going solo, you need to adapt. Walking up to a girl at the bar alone is less common here than in the West. Instead, the key is breaking into groups. If you approach one girl, expect her friends to be right there too. But the good news is, once you're welcomed into the circle, you're in. And that's where casual dating can happen quickly. Clubs in China often cater to foreigners too, especially in expat heavy areas like Shanghai's Found 158 or Beijing's Sanlitun. There, you'll find a mix of locals curious about foreigners and foreigners looking to have fun. Here's where things get tricky. Chinese dating culture has layers, and if you don't understand them, you'll get frustrated. First, there's the face concept. Saving face or avoiding embarrassment is huge in China. That means a woman may not reject you directly. She might agree to meet, but then ghost you later. Or she might avoid saying no outright, even if she's not interested. It's not about dishonesty, it's about politeness in the cultural context. Second, there's the language barrier. Some women will speak excellent English, others almost none. But don't assume it's a dead end. Sometimes the novelty of trying to communicate is half the fun. Translation apps like Google Translate or Pleco can be lifesavers. Third, expectations. While casual dating does exist in China, it's not as openly discussed as in the West. Some women are totally comfortable with it. Others will want a clear understanding of your intentions. That's why being upfront about your short trip can actually save time. Now let's talk red flags, because just like anywhere else, not every experience will be smooth. The biggest one, money. Be very careful with women who push you to spend too much, too fast. Expensive restaurants, designer shopping, constant requests for drinks. Those are signs she's more interested in your wallet than you. Another red flag is women who immediately bring up marriage or long term commitment, even though you're only in town for 2 weeks. That usually means they're looking for something you can't realistically provide. Finally, scams. In tourist heavy cities like Shanghai, you'll sometimes find the infamous tea house scam. A girl invites you to a traditional tea ceremony. You go along, and then you're stuck with a ridiculous bill. Always be cautious and trust your instincts. So, let's put this all together. If you're in China for 1 to 3 weeks and looking for casual dating, here's the reality. Apps like Tanton and Momo will get you fast connections. Nightlife in cities like Shanghai and Beijing will give you opportunities to meet face to face. But what makes it work is your attitude. If you're fun, confident, and upfront about being a short term visitor, you'll naturally connect with women who are also looking for something casual. The women you meet will be curious about your culture, your language, your lifestyle. Play into that. Be open, share your story, and most importantly, don't try to play games. In a short trip, honesty is your best strategy. Dating in China as a foreigner isn't about trying to replicate your home country's dating culture. It's about stepping into a different world and understanding how things work there. Yes, you'll have the foreigner advantage, but what really matters is whether you adapt to the culture, respect the people, and know what you want. If you're clear, confident, and flexible, casual dating in China can be an exciting part of your trip. Just remember, it's not about chasing every opportunity. It's about enjoying the connections you do make, however short they may be. So the next time you find yourself walking through neon lit streets in Shanghai or grabbing drinks in Beijing, you won't just be another tourist. You'll be someone who understands the unspoken rules and knows how to make the most of them.